Okay. Yeah, we're back. It's our show right here, WPRK, Winter Park, Florida, 91.5 FM, all over the internet at itsourshow.net. That is ITSOURSHOW.net. Word up. So let me go through these joints that we just played. That you hear in the background, instrumental. This is Roots Maneuver, produced by Fortet. It's called Feisty 2:11. People may not know what Feisty. Feisty is like a Caribbean term for like when you act in a rude kind of like how you so feisty.
All right.
Yeah. So, all right. Before that, we had some Sean P with Garbanzo Beans. Before that, we had rapper Big Pooh with the Laurent remix of Augmentation. Shouts to Andrea. Right, messed his name up. Andrea Triana. Her new album Giants is out now. That track was That's All Right With Me. Then we saw some homegrown old Orlando hip hop with My Verse with Black Swan. All right. Now let me bring in our special guest. All right, here we go. Cool. All right. So now this gentleman here that we have on the Google Hangout and on air right now, he wrote a very thought-provoking piece for allhiphop.com. And I wanted to get him on the show because that's what we do here on our show. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's kind of like thought-provoking, we want to bring it to the masses and get their feedback also. But I also wanted to get the source of the person who wrote the article. You know what I mean? So right now we got G Avant. What's going on, sir?
Yeah, how everybody doing?
Chilling. You're in Jax, right?
Yes, Jacksonville, Florida.
Hey, do you have us playing or something, or because I think I'm getting like some feedback on your end. Like, do you have anything else going on in the background?
I have you playing out loud, and then I have people talking back in the distance in the background.
Oh, okay, all right, cool. So that's how they do in Duval, huh?
Excuse me?
No, that's how they do in Duval, huh? There's a whole bunch of people talking. All right, so let's get into this piece that you wrote. You know what I'm saying? Sampling in hip-hop. Do artists need a dose of originality? What sparked this whole, you know what I'm saying, idea to write this article?
Well, for me, really with this particular piece here.
Yeah, I think so, but I think. Wait, hold on.
Am I still on?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I just see your avatar right now. Okay. Technology, boy, I'm telling you.
Technology.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right.
It should be coming back. Listen.
Wait, I think. Oh, there we go. There you are.
Sorry, technical difficulties on my end.
Oh no, it's cool. It's cool. Hey, it's technology. Things happen. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's just amazing that this can happen.
Yeah.
Like 10 years ago, there's no way it'd be through the phone or something, maybe. You know what I mean? But this is kind of awesome.
Definitely.
So okay, so back. What sparked your that you wanted to write this article for All Hip Hop?
Well, really, with this particular piece, sampling is really a passion that I've had really for a while. Because, you know, me being really a part of hip hop is really from me getting involved really in the music side of it.
Okay.
I produce as well. I mean, beats and things like that. And the sampling, I always love to really sample and take a sample and just tear it apart and turn it into something completely different. So that's really something I had a passion for. That I just wanted to write about what kind of frame to really spark conversation. Because it's something that really it's a topic that comes up a lot. But as far as like blog coverage and things like that really like spur conversation and things, you don't see it too often. Because it's kind of like in that grassroots, that more hip hop head type of topic. You know, it's not like a more mainstream topic that people really get into.
No, I feel because like you said, it has been coming up with De La Soul doing their Kickstarter, raising a whole bunch of money. So shout out to De La, that was amazing. And a lot of that money is going towards having musicians come in and play the actual music that they're going to be sampling from. because De La is like they're like the godfathers of being sued for sample clearances. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh yeah, yeah.
they created,
I,
you know what I'm
I,
saying, sample
I
lawyers.
believe it was the project 3 Feet High and Rising.
Yes, yeah.
They followed on the controversy about all the samples and everything.
Yep, and that's the reason why you won't find it on iTunes right now, I believe, because of the samples.
Yeah.
So now, okay, so like just the way you open the article, hip hop is the rose that grew from concrete. Like it literally takes what it can from what it has available to it to grow into something pretty beautiful. So that's why I thought, like, I was like, damn, it put it in a whole new perspective. But like that was back then, though. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't have access to all the different musicians and all the things that needed to be able to make this music. So it's kind of like what we had. We worked with what we had. You know what I'm saying? But now we literally have, like, we're talking through video chat. Like the world is there. So I mean, so do you see like where that's coming from? Where people are like, well, you could just make it your own. Like you can take digital parts or maybe get somebody to play nowadays. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah. Well, actually, see, we have definitely progressed a lot, but I still see the culture could definitely go much further. And the thing with sampling, as far as like the hip hop, the Rose of Gruesome Concrete, it just came to mind because I felt it was so powerful. The fact that like all that potential that can come from something that really we believe is like so barren. What I'm saying, lacks so much potential and things like that. So I really want to kind of frame it in that way. Really like put a perspective like how much creativity it really takes to take those samples and do. And like I got into later, more later in the article, really got into more like how like so many different types of sounds can really be formed from the sampling. To where in a lot of ways I love it because it kind of like makes hip hop kind of like a boundless genre. Like in general, it sounds like a hip hop sound, but like I said in the article, they have like a bass line from like you might have like a funk jam bass line, and then like I don't know, maybe like a screeching metal heavy metal guitar sample on the same track, and just different sounds from all different types of genres that come together. When they come together, it's make perfect sense. And I really found that hip hop was probably the best for that. Like pretty much any other genre I come across.
all right, B, unmute yourself, B. Come and meet myself here, and then weigh in on this whole thing because I know you love samples.
Yeah, I'm big into super sample culture. So what I got from the article, I mean, if it wasn't for sampling, I've been listening to hip hop since I was a kid. I don't know if I would have got into some music. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how many 10-year-olds was listening to Ron Isley or Miles Davis. Sampling and producers got me into other music, jazz, deeper R&B, Al Green. I mean, my parents didn't listen to Al Green, so it helped me out a lot. So with other music, it got me into way more music. So that's what I take from sampling, and the fact that like with jazz, not Miles Davis, like Satchmo, he
Now hold
would
on.
he would freak a different song in totally different way. He would make it his own. Some people wouldn't even know like what is that song on one section he would play. It was the same song. He would just go through a song differently, and he changed jazz completely. So I think when like Bob James and speaking of Bob James from the article we spoke about last week, he even said it. He's like they take a section that's not even that important to the song and make it totally different. So when it comes to that point of sampling, I totally agree when some producers are like, man, it don't even sound like the same song. So um, so sampling is definitely with me. I love sample culture. I don't I love what De La's doing and using new instruments, but I still love when somebody, like earlier in the show today, that Nina Simone sample was awesome. You know, so um, I love stuff like that. I hear and when I know of a song and they take a little thing and make it bigger than what it is, it's just I love it. So that's my take on that.
All right, cool. Now mute yourself on that. All right, word up. So now, so what do you think about like these sample mixes that people put together? Like they'll find an album, like a hip hop album that they like, and then put together all the samples in a mix that people can just kind of pick up. It's almost like Premiere was like, what was it like what, snitching kind of?
Yeah.
It was like beat snitching, like producer snitching.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so what do you think about that, G. Avant?
You mean as far as really revealing kind of like the origin behind something?
Yeah, because isn't that kind of like the point, maybe to like hear it, or is it just cheating? Like, I mean, what do you think about it? Just in general, these sample mixes.
Well, me really, I definitely would say it kind of depends. As far as my personal approach, I say it would depend on the sample. Like for me, maybe you may have a sample that you might really want to, kind of keep under wraps, and if you work more as far as like really like how that really got broke down and flipped into what they really heard. And every time maybe be more common or something, you might not be as suited with it.
So, but like, if like, because the thing is, how would like fans? Because we were just talking about how, like B just said and you just said, it helps you find new artists that you may not even heard of before, and you might find a whole genre that you might fall in love with. That's what hip hop does. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So I mean, kind of like holding on to those samples is like, oh, I wish I knew where that was, but then you may not be able to go across the planet to go digging and maybe, or go to like a flea market or something. You know what I mean? Are we kind of like, you know what I'm saying, not letting people into it, or by doing that, or?
Like when I look at a lot of like different discussions on hip hop in general, I really kind of like go more towards like the creative side of it. Which in this scenario here, I really be trying to say that it kind of would, in the end of the day, lead it to the person who created it, how they will feel about it. Of course, you will want a lot of samples to be revealed, but I think that person who created it really like they believe that sample was really special and really make their brand stand out as a whole. Just like they really had a special connection to that sample and don't reveal it. And that's the choice that they have. Now, if somebody really was really hard and really dedicated with it, they maybe still could find it anyway. It's like people really deep, and they just want to cross them.
Yeah, they could probably Shazam it nowadays. I'm pretty sure it's like an app now. It's like, bam, Shazam.
Oh yeah.
So
So
what do you think about like whosampled.com? Are they digitally snitching too? I mean,
yo, I love whosampled.com.
Okay, so you love it then. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, well, B, what do you think about it? Try to talk loud, maybe, or something.
Me too. I mean, I love sample.com because I like to see. I'm like, oh, who's this person? And then, oh, who else has Premiere sampled, or who else has well, I mean, just different. Who sampled it? Which producer sampled each thing? Like, how many times have they sampled this person? How deep are they into that? So, I mean, I love who sampled it. Like I was telling you about the video game thing. I had no idea. I knew people sample video games, but I had no idea how many people sample video games. So.
All right. So now, but what about the artist who originally created it, though?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What about the Bob James? What about those?
Let me tell you something. I would never known Bob James if it wasn't for hip hop. That's the thing.
we're helping him, but like he is eternal. You know, he is eternal because of hip hop. I don't like I have 1 and 2, Bob James 1 and 2. I got H2, like a big old hot dog. Like, and there's some people sampled that too. Like, I'm like, oh, nobody sampled H, and then I like listen. I'm like, oh my god, what's his name sampled this? So it's like, yeah. So it's just like because of hip hop, people know who Bob James is to an extent. I mean, he's a very famous jazz person, but our generation know who Bob James is, which is a big deal. So yeah.
And
So,
what do you think, Giovanni? What about the originators of the things being sampled?
I know me. I would have to look at it from like what would I want. Now me, if I had a original piece that was sampled, I definitely want my piece. I'll be honest with you. I don't want my piece, but it's always the other side where like if I use it because I produce, you know what I'm saying? If I use the piece.
Now, but how would you work with the artist? Be like, hey, I know you sampled my music, but there's got to be something we can come to. You know, I mean, it doesn't always. See, that's the thing about America. It's always lawsuits.
yeah.
Everything's a lawsuit.
Yo, Lou Rawls is like, go ahead. He does not charge people for anything. You want to sample Lou Rawls? He's like, do it. I don't care.
Nice.
Yeah, so he's one of the. There's people go back and forth. Some people say, go ahead. It's not going to sound like anything of my music anyway. And then other people are like Beastie Boys. Remember the Beastie Boys got sampled for that flute joint?
Oh yeah.
And they won because their judges like it's like this. It's like a millisecond, like a. Yeah. It's not even a full note. Exactly. Like you can't sue for a full note. Yeah. So
because it's in nature. You can't sue for nature. Music is in nature.
So yeah. So definitely.
All right. So, but let's come up with some solutions. Let's end this out. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of your Giovanni's allhiphop.com article, he called for like what are some solutions? Like, what do you think, Giovanni?
Well, I definitely think that I would be the type as the originating artist to where like I think on some occasions the artist, I know you want to be compensated, and as I said earlier, I definitely make sure I'm compensated also. But I would be the type that would definitely be kind of more friendly. You know, as far as like maybe the terms of things that really get the samples clear. Okay. I would be maybe on a more friendly side, I think, and I will hope maybe that the approach to the genre as a whole would be more creative friendly, without, of course, allowing people just to have their originating art.
Okay, all right.
So I would like kind of more lenient too.
So you'd more work with artists. Be like, all right, let's work something out. Yeah. All right, Beat. What do you think?
I don't know, man. I think some artists. I think it goes a little bit deeper too. I don't think a lot of older artists still don't have respect for hip hop as a genre of music. You know, so I think they're just some people are sticking it to the culture. Like, I'm gonna get my money from you. You're gonna make all this money. So I don't know if there's a solution. I know they're going around it.
Yeah.
There's always ways to go around it, but I don't know. I go back and forth with it too. I think to a point you should, like Marvin Gaye. Eric Sermon gave that money for that music sample, you know, but his family helped him out where he got a cut too from it getting played. Like most time that doesn't happen. I forget what it was, but it was
because they kind of worked together.
And he didn't ask for that. Yeah, he didn't ask for it. They gave that to him. So there are some people that are like, okay, you give me I think he paid $150,000 for that sample. Yeah. So they're like, well, okay.
Yeah.
Here you go.
But then when Pharrell and whatchamacallit, woo, they got millions.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. So.
But Pharrell ain't feel it. Pharrell's like, oh, let me pull that out of my pocket.
I think they like Pharrell. I go back and forth that they didn't let them know. Eric went right to them.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So. They're like, we're gonna make all this money and try and sneak it, maybe. But that's a hard one. That one's a hard case, man.
Yeah.
That blurred lines thing.
So I'm thinking maybe because sampling, I think, is an art form. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Now, what you sample can be up for debate. Right. I think the actual source, where the source material comes from. It's like DJing now. You have Serato.
Yeah.
Now, you don't have to carry all those crates.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But you still have that. You have to have the skill in order to spin on Serato.
Right.
Basically. So I'm thinking now with technology, like you can still like we already seen examples. The Prime album. You know what I'm saying, with Royce the 5'9" and DJ Premier. Adrian Young played all that music.
Yep.
Is original Adrian Young music. And then Primo took that and then flipped it and chopped it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I think
that's where it's. I think that's for the majority where it's going.
I think that's probably the best thing to be able to do.
The best solution to make.
Now, for older artists, I mean, maybe it could be as much as featuring, like if it's a sample, it's kind of prominent in the track.
Mm-hmm.
Say, have your name, then featuring them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe.
I think it comes to credit and people,
Because a lot of people don't read the album liners anymore. There's not even physical books anymher to read the liner notes.
To go up to
I was talking to people about
Yeah.
About the album booklets.
Yeah.
Yeah, like people was talking about, because there was another discussion.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the digital, kind of like the digital versus the physical copy, because like a lot of people don't even bother at all physical anymore. It's straight digital. For me, I'm like, even though I'm young, and I'm like definitely technology era, I definitely prefer for like the albums that I really feel like I have a connection to kind of get that physical copy. So, because I really like flipping through the booklet and stuff you was just speaking about. That's really part of the whole package that comes with it. So,
exactly, because back in the day, you could see, find out, all right, they sampled this person, or it may contains a sample from whatever.
I used to see. I used to look for that.
Yeah, exactly. So now, since there are no digital, I think if they just said featuring whoever, maybe, like a very prominent sample, be like so-and-so featuring this artist. Yeah. At least you're giving them sort of credit. People are like, oh, I like that. Let me go check it out or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And but yeah, so yeah, I think that might be a pretty good way. Sampling is still important in hip hop, but the origin of the original samples may not be that important nowadays, because now we can have artists, like musicians, come in and record music and then sample from that.
Right.
Or maybe even reach out to those artists that put out tracks from before and work with them on another level too. I mean, with the internet age, you can reach out to anybody.
Yeah, I think
Everybody has like a Facebook page,
there's
Twitter.
So many routes now where I think.
Whereas back in the day, you couldn't really.
Right.
So I'm thinking maybe that is probably the best solution. I mean, and I'm sure it's going to keep going on and on forever.
No, yeah.
As long as hip hop is going to be around. So, but G, let people know how they can reach out to you. Maybe find out, because you produce. You know what I'm saying? You got some joints, and you also do some more writing. So where can people hear some G Avant beats and read some G Avant writings?
Okay, well, I go by name of G Avant. I write for all hip hop, and so you find like a lot of my album reviews and things there. And I also have my personal blog, the vividlife.wordpress.com.
All right, so that's the Vivid Life?
Yes, the vividlife.wordpress.com.
All right.
You'll find like on my blogs and things like that. Now I also have a Twitter. I'll be capital G _ Avant, lowercase.
Yeah.
Oh
my bad. So this is for the people. Capital G _ AVANT on Twitter.
Yeah. And also have a Facebook, same name. It should come right up.
All right, word up. And so, word.
YouTube, everything keep it consistent.
What's up?
I'm saying YouTube and everything too. Keep it consistent.
Okay, word up. What I'm gonna do is
D.AVANT.
Because we're gonna have like in the description of this video, I'll put all that information also, and on the website, on the playlist and everything too, so people will be able to find out more about you.
Okay.
All right, so fam, thank you very much. You know what I'm saying? Duval.
Yeah. Definitely, and I really appreciate you reaching out and having me on the show. Really
you already know, you know what I'm saying? Good. Let's continue this again. You know what I mean? At another point.
Oh, definitely.
All right,
And
so
I'm
thank you.
glad that
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Appreciate it.
All right, cool. So yeah, so appreciate it. So that was G Avant. You know what I'm saying? Producer, writer, all type of goodness, thinker,
Yeah.
Renaissance man. And yeah, we're gonna sign off. It's our show.net. Thank you very much, sir. I'm gonna end the broadcast here. And good looking out. The video and the audio will be up later on. I'll send you the link and everything.
Okay,
All right, fam?
appreciate it.
All right, be easy.
Thanks, man.
Look it out.
You too.
All right, end broadcast.